All right, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to the stream. For those of you who haven't seen, the notes on the screen are pinned to the top. You can click on that and it'll take you right to them if you want to see them. On hole 1, we are going to do max plus 15%, P3. We're going to set up with the blue ring at the left rough at plus 0. And then we're going to use controlled, overpower, and curl. Now you can use a kingmaker here if you're fine. The higher winds, though, I found the kingmaker to be at risk of clipping the sand. Kingslayer you can use as well. I just prefer to have the little bit slower needle because this is a Must Eagle. You see with 7.4, you saw how close our opponent was there. Had that been 8 to 8.5 or even king win at 9.1, that's probably going to be in the sand. So at 7.7, we're going to adjust 6.3. So we are at the plus 0, the blue. You see our guides on the other side of the bunker. The 2 left, 3.5 back. Adjust our 6.3. Max overpower. We hit perfect, and we curled left just to where the right edge of the ball was inside of the ring. Plenty of room on the clearance. Could have used a little more curl, but we'll have a nice putt. All right, so we got our eagle to start. On to hole 2. If you notice in the notes on hole 2, I have encountered 3 different winds. Angle 1 is the only one that I haven't dropped. It's been giving me inconsistent rollouts trying to find a good spot for it. Let's move on and see which wind angle we get. So we're going to be playing mid plus 15% with one top, half right. Red ring at the rough. And the ball guide is going to be going up the left transition and then turning right before the cup to the left edge of the pin. On the notes, I have a wind chart for Kingmaker. Or if you used a wind resistance ball, like our opponent here, you would see that it should be 5.8 rings. Thanks, Green, for the good luck. How have your rounds been today? a very nice drop by our opponent. Hopefully we can match it. So we got 7.5, so that'll be 7.8. One top, half right, red ring at the rough, ball guide pointing at the left side of the pin there. And we have the straighter wind. $7.8. Pull back and center, and I'm going to give it a little baby right curl. I hit great left, so we'll miss it, more than likely. And that had been dropping on perfect. Well, hopefully you can learn a little as we shoot, not make the mistakes that I make, not hit those greats. Moving on to hole 3. Now in the notes, you see that I used Zerk, and you can use Zerk, but on this account, I actually have a Bryson. So I'm going to try to get up and get to a putt with the Bryson. There is, on this hole, a crosswind that really keeps you from getting that far down. So hopefully we don't get the crosswind. We'll know based off of how we pull. If we pull and it's around the +9, we know we have the crosswind, and we'll more than likely be shooting with a Thorn or a Nirvana. But we're going to go max +10, P5, max top, max left. We're going to set it up to where the white ring is about a ring left of the bunker. And we're going to go max overpower and about a little more than a half ball left curl. Nice shot by our opponent, but it just didn't have the steam to get there. All right. So we got 11.9, so we got a good wind, strength. One ring, max top, one left. 11.9 is 9.9. Gonna push to max. Our half ball curl, our max overpower. Hit great left. Most of the time I've been okay there. That one was a little far on it, but should be safe. Got a good roll. Gonna have a long putt. Hopefully it's not too hard of a putt. It's in that position where I'd rather have been on the fringe. Now, if you have a P5 with topspin boost, when I did it with the Zerk, it has the 2 left. I probably should have gave it a little more curl with the Bryson. Thanks for the good luck, fam. Hopefully we can get this putt. Nice drop by our opponent there. Oh, shank the drive into water. I did one on practice to see where the greats could go, and I great righted, and it actually goes out of bounds with a double great right. Oh, no. That's my second auto release today. hate those. I had one earlier on hole 5. I don't know if my tablet shifted. Pretty sure I didn't lift my finger. Oh, that's back-to-back bad luck. On to hole 4. We're going to use a Titan. Max plus 0. Yeah, fam, it happened earlier. I got a minus 16 with a auto release putt on hole 5. And I actually got wet on 4 because I hit a bad great right. Auto releases, they're just so annoying. And nothing you can do about it. I've looked into the sensitivity of my screen. It's just a little too sensitive. I'm not sure how makeable that putt was anyway. We didn't get pulled back far enough to see if it would reach. Oh, how bad were your front nines, Mike? I had one terrible front nine, but it was my tier 3 baby account that I was planning on not making the cut. I was using it as my runner for my practice. A nice shot by our opponent. All right, so max plus 0. We're going to go with 0.2 back, 2 right. We're going to set up where the white ring is near the left rough. And the ball guide is just right of the sand. 9.9 is going to be 7.1. We adjust 7.1. We push the max. And we're going to go 3/4 left curl, click of overpower, great left, we should be okay. And rest on the back fringe. Oh, 2 minus 13s. That's tough. I have been having trouble hitting perfect lately too, and it's just been slight. I've slowed them down and look at them at the replays, and the arrow's actually still touching the yellow, but it's saying great. But it's enough to miss the shot. Glitchy guide. Hopefully I don't have that glitch from my angle, because almost every time you're gonna come in hot. With APOC 4, just a little OP, make up for the extra 6 yards. Yeah, I think in tier 2 there'll be some mistakes on hole 9. Okay, good. Good solid guide. I'm not going to worry about adjusting here. There we go. Got hole 4. It's one of the ones that really need to be important. Yeah, when I saw his guide, I was thinking he should dunk it, but if you're not comfortable with dunking, a minus 29 and a minus 34. I'm worried that minus 30 may not make the weekend in my tier threes. Okay, on to hole 5. Oh, I got to go make a bag. I don't have QB in any of them. All right, so quarterback. I'm going to use a katana. Plus 10. Um, I thought about trying to find a shorter one, but with the full push up and just a click of overpower, the only one I'm had trouble with is the one that was the double great right, and I think one of the our my viewers also had that because they said just don't hit great right. I don't need this. I wrote the numbers down. So off to the right on the notes, you see the win chart for the quarterback at men. It's going to be men club plus 20%. So the back nine does have more forgiving wins. 10.3 is going to be 9.7. 3 right. 4.9 back. We're at men with the red ring. The 10.3 is 9.7, so 6, 7, 8, 9.7. Curl mid ring. Hit perfect. We should be close. Don't know if we'll get the drop, but it'll be close. Oh, that's robbery. Someone in RJ's chat earlier was saying it needed to be 6 back. And that right there is the reason why I stopped doing 5 back. Dead center. Hanging over with 4.9. But at least we know the shot's good and the adjustment's good. I probably just underpowered it a little bit. I've had hole 8 be that way too. Hole 8 has been a pain. At least if I have an auto release on this putt, it should drop no matter what. I don't think there's a way you can miss this putt. Although PD would say you could. All right, so hole 6. Made a few changes to hole 6 since this morning. I was getting a little closer using P2 numbers than using P3. I accidentally played it earlier with a katana. Had to overpower the second shot a little bit. So this is going to be rock plus 10%. Okay, so rock. There we go. Oh, see, I'm going to accidentally almost play it with the katana again. I'm not used to playing a hole with a katana. Okay, 7.4 is going to be 8.4. So basically 1 to 1 plus 1. Max top, max left. Red ring at the rough. Guide in the center. 8.4. Hit perfect. My drive was pretty consistent on here. I kept getting around 324. 324 again. Yeah, that's very possible. Our opponent went for a shot that's been used in some previous tourneys where you go up the right side of the bunker, but it was a little too much left cross for that shot. That's better for right cross or straight headwind. I always tend to play best on the one I'm not trying on. It's always weird. All right, so on this next one, so minus 5%, I'm going to switch to P2. We're going to use the P3 plus number slider chart still. We're going to go 1 top, 0.5 right, 8.1. I've been getting around the 82. Okay, 82. So that's going to be 7.4. 7.4. We hit perfect. We'll see how well this comes in. In line and short. Just ran out of steam. Which is funny because I've also, with 1 top, have hit that and gone too long. I need to replay those back and look at the wind angle because that landed a bit far back. My guess is one of the wind angles is a little bit more headwind and one's a little more crosswind. But the adjustment's good. So you use your P3 plus number slider, club minus 5% P2, run the guide at least 1 square through, maybe 1.5. Yeah, I've had 1 short and a couple to a little hot coming off the right side of the cup. Yeah, 1.5 pass might be better. really need to check that angle because that one seemed like it was more headwind than my last couple of shots because I pulled pretty far onto the fairway. All right, on to hole 7. And as you can see from the notes, Michael Fox was the one that suggested this shot during our live streams the other day. And I got lucky in my very first practice. My opponent, named Perfect Slice, dropped it. So I was able to rewind it back and get the elevations. So we're going to go with the Rock and the Sniper and a Kingmaker. And this will be min plus 10. So almost 1-to-1 minus 1. You could probably get away with 1-to-1 minus 1. I had to make sure to give you credit for it because you're the one that kept saying to look for it. And I couldn't find any master videos. So I was like, I'm going to spend a couple practice tokens. I'm going to look for this bump. And my opponent went first. And I saw him doing it. And I was like, there it is. Max back, max left. Blue ring at the fringe at minimum. We have 7.5. So that's going to be 6.6. And just giving it a little bit of left curl to the inside ring. Great left has been fine. I have some notes on some of my drives and where my percentages were. So 228. I was at 63% last time. So it's probably going to be about the same. I'll go ahead and make it 63 because we hit great left there. Yeah, I'll wiggle it around so you guys can see it, but it's a pretty good size spot. And I've had a clanmate drop it off a great left. Great right will not drop it. And if you aim center pin, you will miss left. So our opponent almost got it there. All right, so 7.8, we'll be pulling 7 rings. I've been starting off with 3 left and 2 top to kind of find the spot with the yellow along the edge. So you notice I'm wiggling up and down and not moving much. Left to right, not moving much. Now I'm adjusting my spins to where I'm going through the right side to the corner of the square behind it. Now we're going to pull our 7 rings. We hit perfect and hopefully we get the drop. Hopefully I didn't pull at a wrong angle or over adjust. There we go. That's all thanks to Michael Fox in the chat, folks. Give him some booms for that. Okay, on to hole 8. I dropped this the first time, and I haven't been able to hit perfect since. Kind of funny. Yes, Butch, I plan on starting the back nine tomorrow morning around 9 o'clock. That's around when I get to work, but I still have these front nines to play. And then I'll probably do a stream tomorrow night of some back nines or play the baby account fully through tomorrow night. So mid club plus 25%. Thank you for the good luck, Butch. Hopefully the videos have been helpful. If you have any questions about any shots that I'm doing here, just ask. And I'll try to chapter this video as well tomorrow. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up and we're going to find our spot without setting any spins. And then we're going to just add some backspin to it. Hopefully we get a lower wind like our opponent here. For some reason in higher wind, I was getting a little bit of drift to the right. And this wind angle there is a little more pushed to the right. That's right where our opponent went, to the right side. All right, so we got 7.2, which will be 8.3. We want to find our spot. Since we've got a little bit more right wind, I'm just going to set up center cup this time. And add our 0.5 back. Straight pull, 8.3. Center our ball. And I hit great right. So I said, ever since the first one, I haven't been able to hit perfect. So we're going to come in way right. Speed's good. All right, on to hole 9. Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, I need the perfects in order to try to figure out if I'm adjusting right. And once I hit it and I drop it, and then it's like, oh no, now I can't hit it again. Well, let's see if we can get this drop here. I did drop this one earlier today after I had already finished making the videos. Yeah, I feel like sometimes it just gets in my head, and that's why it's happening. right, so we got our Apocalypse in there, plus 10%. We're going to go 5 top, 1.5 left. The white ring at the left rough, and the ball guide is going into the middle of that little dip in the fairway. That's tough, Mike. Um, yeah, anytime I've tried to go below 0.5 back, I've been too hot. And maybe you're hitting at the dead bounce spot because there is a dead bounce on that little pad somewhere. But yeah, it's not a nice flat landing surface where you get a nice even bounce out. That's a problem with it. In practice is when I made mine, fam. It was the very first and only practice shot I took. All right, so white ring, left rough at the +0, 1.5 left, 5 top. Do not go above 5 top. I had one go into the rough, just trickled. 5.8 rings. We hit great left. It looks light, so we should be okay. Yeah, it's really hard to tell if you've got 0.5 or 0.6. I try to count the clicks. I did not pay attention to my drive distance, so I'm not going to be able to do this the easy way. Unless one of you guys can get it posted up there. Four rings. So that's going to be 62%. 8.8. Now we're going to go 5.2. And right side of the cup. 8.8 is going to be 8.7. We hit perfect, so hopefully we should be pretty close. A little bit further away than the last one. Went long too. It must have been under adjusted. So we'll finish this with the -15. It's tier 2, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I do expect to see some birdies on this hole, because if you hit that rough or that sand, it's going to be really hard to recover. All right, so minus 15 for that one. Take a quick look at where the finishers are at. The 25s, 26, 27, and 130. So that's a good solid start for tier 2. I have not played Golf Impact. I've heard of people playing it. It sounds very similar. Okay, back to hole 1. Based off of those numbers, Mike, it looked like 26 was about the median so far of the finishers. And usually, it's a little early to be saying exactly where the median was. But, I mean, generally, if you can get a 27 in tier 2, you can make the weekend. I haven't went back to look because nobody had finished tier 3 yet. One of my brackets had 3 minus 32s, and that was all that was finished. If the first runners were at minus 32, that means minus 30 is generally the cut line. Ooh, a minus 36 already in your bracket? I thought I saw someone in RJ say that Golf Clash Josh shot a minus 39. Oh, we'll definitely see a minus 41. Somebody will have it. I mean, I haven't seen what 18 and 15 look like. The wins on those will determine whether or not we'll see those. All right, blue ring at the left rough at the plus 0, 2 left, 3.5 back, 7.7 is going to be 6.3. Might give it a little more curl this time since last time we were a little further left. We hit perfect. And we're even further left than last time with more curl. Oh, you can Alba all 3 holes on the back 9? Does that mean it's a send it wind on 15 as well? I mean, I know you can Alba 15 without it, but it's a lot harder with the sniper. All right, on to hole 2. Let's see what wind angle we get and if I can hit perfect. Hopefully we get wind angles 2 or 3, because I still haven't figured out wind angle 1 yet. How are the master scores looking? Has anybody seen any crazy scores put up in masters yet? So here we're going to play mid plus 15%. I have the numbers on the right there for the Kingmaker. I have the picture there with each line with the different wind angles I've come across while playing my different shots, as well as some notes. We're going to go with 1 top and 0.5 right. And we're going to line up with the guide going along the transition left of the pin and turning into just on the right side of the pin, or left side of the pin, sorry. If we get angle 2, we'll play it with just only a click of right curl. Angle 3, we'll turn it into the triangles. 7.4 is going to be 7.7. So 0.5 right, 1 top. Right there is our spot. Looks like we're angle 1. So I am going to shift this to there and 7.7. We hit perfect, so let's see if that shift helped us or not for the angle 1. Oh, almost. Getting closer on angle 1. It's just amazing how much different it makes from angle 2 and angle 3. Thanks, fam. I'm like I said, I've seen it a couple of times on angle 1, and I've been trying to adjust, but when I shoot angle 1 from the same as angle 2 and angle 3, I'm like half a square left, which shouldn't really be because it's pushing more right, but who knows. On to hole 3. So, being that I have only APOC 5, there's no way I'm clearing that rough. Um, yeah, it is weird because it's kind of like a funnel, but yeah, that crosswind is affecting it a lot more than the tailwind. All right, so let's see what I'm going to decide here. I think I'm going to try to play this up a little shorter and try to get the thorn shot. Because, like I said, there's no way I can clear the rough with a APOC 5. Now there is a crosswind on this also, and with the crosswind I still couldn't clear it with the Zerk with an APOC 6, and one crosswind I didn't even clear it with a Bryson ball and an APOC 6. Like when I adjusted, it only went to plus 10 because it was low wind on top of the crosswind. So if our opponent here plays a similar shot, we'll know what wind angle we have. All right, so it looks like it's a little bit more of a tailwind. He's going for the thorn shot also. Yeah. All right, so 10.4 is going to be 8.6. Setting up one ring left of the bunker at the bottom there. Max top, max left. 8.6. We came down to plus 4. And like our opponent, instead of pushing the max, I'm going to only push to plus 27. See if that's enough. Great right is very bad here. Hey, Golf Sonic. I have no clue about the next ball pack. I don't really check them out golfing. So had we hit great left or perfect there, we would have had a similar shot to our opponent. Probably a little closer. I was at about 15% club when I shot it earlier. And it played at plus 10% from there. So I'm going to play minus 20 on my wedge. He's got right curl on it. I don't know if he means to or not. Nope. Now, if I would have hit double great, see that this darker green right here? That's out of bounds. That second rough is out of bounds from there. I tested that. All right, so about 70% club. 11.9, because of course now we get the high wind. 5.2. I had to just release it. I had a shot like that earlier where I couldn't find the ball. And I'm sitting there and I'm drawing back, and you can't find the ball. And when you're pulling back, they don't show you the ball. So you don't know if you've got curl on it. You don't know if you're straight. You don't know if you're overpower, underpower, because they don't show you anything when you're got the leaves in your way like that. All right, hole number 4. This is another must drop. Oh, you got wet somehow? You didn't find the OB? Yeah, I hate it when you can't find the ball. It just, you should get to see the ball. And at least when you do grab it, the ball should show up and the ring should show up so you can see it. Thanks, fam. Good night. Good luck tomorrow if you're playing anymore. So max plus 0. We're going to push the max. 0.2 back, 2 right. All right, so we're going to set up 2 right, 0.2 back. The white ring is going to be near the left rough. The ball guide is going to be just right of the bunker. 9.5 is going to be 6.8. Push back to max. Click of overpower. And I hit great right. So we're getting wet. And look how much that turned right off of that bounce. So it's not that I clip the rough and get wet, but somewhere there is a spot that sends it from where it would normally hit at the pin and sends it a good 5 or 6 squares to the right and knocks it down. Because when you hit this normally, you don't come anywhere near that middle landing pad. I'm destroying this card. If our It can be. It, it's it still shouldn't. I mean, it has to be hitting a slope or something to throw it that far to the right. And I don't like where our opponent is at on that, so I'm actually going to shoot this again. That's the shot we should have had last time. That way, in case our opponent makes a mistake, we'll still should be able to putt. And this is one nasty green. Yeah, I don't think the stretch rapier is the best way to go on this green just because of all the bumps. Like even if you're a diehard rapier fan, you'd have to say no spin, push up. Look for a nice flat, consistent spot. Oh, see, he hit perfect. Had it aimed on the right side of the cup and it still went left from that short. And we got the invisible cup. Hopefully, we're nice and center. On that one, you have no clue where you're at on that cup. Grates can cause you to miss it. All right, on the hole 5. This round is looking nothing like the last round. All right, quarterback, Tana. We're going to go min club plus 20%, 4.9 back, 3 right, and then a little more than mid ring right curl. Be nice to drop this one to make up for 4. All right, so quarterback, min, right at the bunker, 4.9 back, 8.3 is going to be 7.8. So there's 6, 7.8. We hit perfect. Got a good bounce, good roll. And look, on the last time we shot that, it stopped dead center, and look how hot it was on that one. Nice 4-day weekend. Those are always fun, Mike. I've thought about taking tomorrow off. Thanks, Mike. It's good to get it that time since we stopped dead short last time. I made sure I didn't accidentally underpower it this time. I thought that might have been why I missed it last time when I was curling it, that I removed let go of the power a little bit. All right, on to hole number 6. And we will need our rock here. So I have rock 8, and all the other clubs look right. So it's going to be max plus 10%, P3. Make sure we got our kingmaker in here. Yeah, it is always a tough par 3. I know that curl shot, the key is you've got to get that second bounce on that fringe. All right, man. See you later. All right, so max top, max left, red ring at the rough, guide in the center, 8.5 is going to be 9.6. No curl. Okay, perfect. Now this is rock 8, not rock 9, which has a little less top, so we may not get to the 324, but we should be close to that. 322. So minus 5%, P2. And we're a little bit further back, so we'll probably be around the plus 7 mark, which is 87%. I'll go ahead and do 90 just in case. I don't know how far on the 22 we were. And we're going to go one top. Actually, I'm going to increase that to 1.1 top. So half right, 1.1 top. So plus 7 is 87%. And we are at 7.9, so 7.3 rings. We hit perfect. Hopefully we don't come in too hot since I increased the top spin. Just a tad left and too hot. Even if we'd hit the cup, that wasn't going down. All right, on to hole 7. I'm going to keep our rock. Be plus 10%. P3 numbers. We'll be going max back, max left. with the blue ring at the left rough at absolute min. We're looking to get around 225 to 228. And then on the second shot, we're going to look to do the rough bump, which has a little bit of a funnel, aiming at the right side of the pin and club minus 5%. So our opponent using a quarterback went to 224, which should put him near 70%. All right, so min, blue at the rough, max back, max left. 7.5 is 6.6. Left curl, inner ring. We hit perfect. $227, which was 65% earlier. Looks like our opponent's just using set spins. And some curl. It looked like he hit a little high on that bump. So we have 7.1 win. So that should be about 6.4. Start off with 3 left, 2 top. We'll look for our spot. So there's the left, right. So there's our spot. Now I'm going to readjust to right there and do 6.4. We hit perfect. And hopefully I wasn't set up too far right because I couldn't get it to click into spot with a good camera angle. Center pin. I prefer myself using an offset to curl like our opponent tried. All right, moving on to hole 8. So we're going to be using Mid club plus 25% P3. Hopefully, it'd be nice to get this drop to get us back on track for a minus 16. All right, so we got 7.6. That's going to be 8.7. We're set up red ring. This looks like a straighter win, so I'm going to go right side of the pin. 0.5 back. And 8.7. We hit perfect. Let's see how we come in. Looks like it's going to be a little right, but it was good speed. Even if we had hit center pin, we still would have missed that over the edge. All right, so max plus 10% P3 for the drive on 9. We're going to use 5 top, 1.5 left with the white ring at the left rough. And we're going to set up at the plus 0. I need to step back out and put the spit in the bag just in case. There we go. I will give a little bit of warning. If you barely pull into overpower on the shot, do not overpower it. Just let it go. Um, and do not go above 5 top, as both have trickled into the rough for me. You're better off being a little short, as you'll still be, in the mid sniper range, than going into that rough. Okay, here we go. 7.9 is going to be 6.2 rings. 5 top, 1.5 left. White ring at the left rough at the +0. 6.2 rings. You notice we pulled a little bit into OP, but we're not going to worry about it. We hit perfect. And we should be up around 336. We'll be at 338. So we're going to switch. Plus 5% on the sniper. Probably around 60% club. Actually, probably a little below that. We'll leave it at 60 for now until we measure. I'm going to go ahead and start with 5.1 top and 2 right and go to the +0 mark and pull back. I'm going to set the ball guide up short on the right side of the cup. There's our 5.1, our 2 right. There's our +0. That was about 4 rings. Short right side of the cup. 8.1. It's going to be 7.9. We hit perfect. Good first bounce, good second bounce, and we're going to get a nice roll. Oh, we were center, but just run out of speed. So if we just had a click more top, we would have dropped that albatross. This will be my last hole for the night, everyone. Have a good night. Good luck on your rounds. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'll try to have all of the back 9 played through by 5 o'clock and then stream at least 1 or 2 rounds by then. That'll leave us with a -15 for tier 2. That's a decent start. We made some mistakes, but we got some extras. Should have been better. So looks like at 39th we got -20. So 20th is -26. So I would assume the cut line for tier 2 is going to be about -26, -27. Good night, everyone. Good luck.